Good day, everyone. This is Pineleaf Needles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
You know, everybody, technical issues aside, we're here.
Yay!
Yes, we are here. And thanks for joining us.
And also what's here are the release notes for the first round of Lemania for Update 36.
Yes, indeed. Lemania was up for a few days at least. And, of course, now it is back down. Sad music. Hopefully it'll be back up this weekend. I don't know. I'm not sure how many rounds they're going to have. I do know that on Wednesday they're planning on having their developer stream where a couple of the developers and Cordovan are going to sit down and show off a little bit of Update 36 and kind of tell you their thoughts and what they have planned. So make sure to watch that on Wednesday. If you can't actually watch it live, of course, you can get the replay on YouTube. But yes, let's talk about those release notes. Update 36, I think I kind of said this last week too, it's shaping up to be quite the update. There is a lot of stuff coming into this. I think the biggest thing, of course, is the new public area and the 5 new quests. The new public area is, okay, I'm going to say it's the Mines of Thamar.
I see Tethyamar.
Tethyamar? Okay, see, I didn't know if the one was silent, so I don't know. That's kind of one thing I can't wait until Wednesday for on the live stream, because I want to see how the devs pronounce it.
What did you think was silent?
The TH, so it's like Thamir is how I would say it, or Thamar.
Oh, well, I would just say that
So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, to me, the TH would be with its usual sound. Yes, that's why I'm saying Tethyamar.
And I've heard some other people say, like you're saying it, some people say it completely different, so I don't know. So I guess we'll see how the devs say it and go with that.
Well, is this something created by the devs, or is this something that...
You know, I have to look it up. I'm not familiar with that name from Pen and Paper at all, so I don't know. I mean, it very well could be something in the Forgotten Realms that I just don't know about. That's possible. It's not jumping out at me as an actual pen and paper name. And to be honest with you, I didn't look it up. But I suppose you could Google that real quick and see if that comes up.
Yes. The Mines of Tethyamar were once home of the greatest dwarven communities in the north. It's part of the Desert's Mouth Mountains in North Faerun.
Well, there you go. Wow, I'm surprised. I did a lot of stuff in Faerun and pen and paper, so I'm surprised I never actually have heard of that. Wow. So there you go. The more you know. Yeah. So therefore, yes, it is an existing area, though it does not have a pronunciation guide for it as far as I could see. Well, of course not. So yeah. So stay tuned to the live stream on Wednesday, and we can find out how the devs say it, and we'll go with that. But that is the new...
Unless they say it in 3 different ways.
That's true. And then I'll be like, okay, pick away and go with it, guys. Come on. But yes, new... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was saying that usually, though, when I see a Y followed by a vowel, I pronounce the Y as a consonant.
You know, but then again, I'm sure it's something that probably Ed Greenwood created anyway, so he is the only one that probably really knows how to say it, because since it's Faerun and Forgotten Realms, pretty sure it came from the mind of Ed Greenwood.
You got a point there.
But yeah, this is the new public area, and it's just what it sounds like. It's a mine, and this is where you pick up the 5 new quests, and they were actually all playable. The quest names are Third Time's a Charm, Graveyard Shift, Records of the Past, Strike Back, and Desire in the Dark. And there is an NPC in there that you can talk to and pick that up and get those. So we got 5 new quests coming with U36. And then, of course, we have what in the game world they call quality of life changes. And, this is just little things that make the game that much better. We got quite a few of those. I think the big one is the airship captain now remembers where the Hall of Heroes is. So, yay, the airship captain will now take you to the Hall of Heroes. That was one of the big things. Also, several airship amenities that did not have descriptions now do have descriptions. And, of course, we have the Warlock nerf that we talked about last week.
Right.
We have the changes to the Artificer, which we also talked about last week. There is some combat changes. Common persistent spells such as Ice Storm, Acid Fog, and Glitter Dust will now display a red circle visible to the players when cast by an enemy to better understand their borders. And can I get a hallelujah? Also, pressure plate traps will no longer hit those that set them off twice. And they also fixed an issue where monks with equipped hand wraps were not able to damage enemies while moving or in stealth. And then we have... Oh, go ahead.
They weren't able to do damage when?
When they had hand-wrapped equipped.
Yeah.
And you were either moving or you were in stealth.
But when I am in combat, when my monk, I'm constantly moving.
Are you hitting things?
I thought I was.
I don't know. Apparently, maybe some people weren't. Don't have a monk? I don't know.
That might explain some things, but...
Well, see, there you go. See, and now you're wondering why you're having problems on your monk. Well, there you go. You're not really hitting things when you think you are.
Or maybe I'm hitting things and just doing basic damage without getting the damage from the wraps themselves.
Oh, that very well could be, too, as well. That definitely could be. And then we do have some other feat changes and stuff. We kind of glanced over those. Those are some, the artificial batter engineer changers, which we did talk about already. And you can go ahead and read these full review. Try that again. Full release notes. But remember, this is on the Mania, so everything is subject to change. Whatever you're reading here may or may not be the way it goes to live, whenever that might be. So keep that in mind. What else? The purple worms are now immune to knockdown effects. How you could knock down a giant purple worm is beyond me, but I guess you could. Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
Very carefully, I think.
Very carefully.
Champion damage over time effects will now look like the element they are associated with, so that will make champions a little easier to pick out, and you'll know what's damaging you. And monsters with the ability to see stealth characters will now display an angry red eye icon to anyone observing them in stealth. And this was just like a funny one that I guess I never paid attention to, and I just think it's hilarious. We are probably about 8.5 years later, and they're just now getting around to fixing this. The public areas and taverns will no longer report that they are regenerating XP debt, because XP debt hasn't been a thing for at least 7 or 8. It's been a long time.
I've never noticed such a thing.
Yeah, I guess I haven't either. I guess I don't pay attention when I'm in a public area or a tavern where it says that. Well, it's not going to say that anymore because, of course, like I said, XP debt's not even a thing anymore. Because if you still have XP debt from when you died, from when you played back when that was a thing, you need to play your characters more often. That is all I'm saying. Then they did fix a bunch of typos in text quest and such, so that is good to see. And that is really about it. There was another big thing I think that a lot of people are going to be excited about. This is the only other thing I kind of wanted to highlight from the Lamania notes here, that guild buffs can now be hidden on the screen. The option can be found in Options UI called Hide Guild Buffs. So if you have a guild that has a bunch of guild airship buffs and you don't want to see that big long line of buffs on the top of your screen, you can now hide them if you'd like. You're still getting the effects of the buff. You're just not going to see all 50 of them or however many you have running.
That way it doesn't make it hard to see the buffs that you actually have other than those.
That is it for our Lamania patch notes. Stay tuned. Like I said, we may or may not get a Lamania build this week. I don't know. They are doing... Gemsgang is saying, my guild likes big buffs. And you cannot lie.
Right.
But yeah. So Lamania release notes, there you go. You can go over on ddoplayers.com and we are linked to the full release notes and you can read all of them. But as I said, Wednesday, we're going to have the dev preview. And then we will see what happens, see if we get it in the Lamania build or if it's going to go live. Because here lately, they've only been doing one Lamania and then it goes live. So we don't know when U36 is going live. We don't have a date yet. Maybe they'll say something in the live stream. So stay tuned on Wednesday for that.
Very well, then let's head into the community news, which sounds like a new segment.
It is a new segment. I'm glad you noticed that. Yes. Hopefully every week we'll have enough to do this. If not, we'll just kind of do it how we did and just lump it in with game news. But I kind of wanted to separate it out because there's always usually some good stuff going on in the community that I wanted to make sure that we highlighted. I know we normally touch on it when we talk about the Chronicle, but I just wanted to make sure that some of these got a special shout out this week.
Then we'll begin with Lessa, who did a couple of videos on hirelings and how to get them to behave properly, and it sounds like to me that I might need to look at some of these.
Yes, and these are really good videos, too. I mean, Lessa makes great videos. You remember we talked about late last year, she did the videos on all of the challenges. Well, she has been promising this video on how to make your hireling behave and do what you want, and she has delivered those videos. She has part 1 and part 2, and I've linked them over in our show notes, so check it out. It's over on her YouTube page. But good job to Lessa. These are great videos. Anybody that wants to use hirelings, that use hirelings a lot, watch these to get some great tips. Another great set of videos by friend of the show, Lessa.
And DDO Cast posted the DDO Cast Summer Scavenger Hunt Extravaganza 2.
Number 2. Yes, Patrick did do this last year, and he's at it again. This is just a fun little event he's putting together where you can win some really good prizes, actually. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a scavenger hunt. He has put up some challenges for some things that you need to do. Like if you complete a puzzle, you take a picture of it and you send it in, and that is 1 point per different puzzle type. So you get a point for that. You also get a point if you take a picture of a fountain. You can do a maximum of 10 different fountains for a maximum of 10 points, and so on and so forth. There is quite a few of these. There's some really easy ones, and then there is some really, really hard ones as well. And, of course, the harder ones will get you more points, but they're going to be harder to do. So this is just a little fun thing to do. And as I said, there is prizes for this. And what are those prizes, you might ask? The grand prize is 2,500 DDO points. And those are drawn randomly, of course, with one entry per the person with at least 30 points. So you got to go look at your scavenger list and figure out how you can get 30 points to be in the running for that. Also, another 2,500 DDO points for the highest score. You also got 1,000 turbine points. That's going to be the second highest score, plus one random winner with one entry per point.
They need to update their thing to stop referring to TP.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I paused and changed it. So, yes, Patrick, look at your post. They're not TP anymore. I was actually impressed that I changed it and didn't say that, because I still say TP, and I don't know why I do that.
Yeah, I heard you actually slipped and said turbine at one point.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah. See, it's hard habits are
hard to break.
Yes, that's right. Very hard to break. Also, there will be one autos box given away. That's a random draw for anybody with 30 points and some starter packs, 500 TP codes, some pet rocks, the Menace of the Underdark base expansion pack, and the Shadowfell Conspiracy Collector's expansion pack. So check that out. It's just a little fun event. Like I said, plenty of ways to enter. There's different things to do. Some are fairly easy, and some are going to be pretty challenging. But it's always fun, and I know last year he got a ton of entries, so it's just kind of cool to see Patrick putting this together, because this is a lot of work on his part, because I can't imagine how much bookkeeping is involved on the back end of this.
Oh, boy.
Because he's going to have to keep track of who entered, what they send in, how many points they end. Yeah, that's a nightmare that I don't want. So good on you for doing this, Patrick. Good on you, sir.
Maybe I should just call them dungeon points.
Hey, there you go. Oh, I like that. That's good.
Then let's head into Gen Con gather for buffs. What? Is everybody going to find some buffs at Gen Con?
We might. Because this is held in a bar, if you catch my meaning.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like the only buff you're going to get is the slightly inebriated buff.
Amen, brother. Amen. That's right. This is the annual Gathering for Buffs, and this is just the fun little community meetup. It is an unofficial event, so you don't need a Gen Con badge or you don't need Gen Con tickets to get in. The event is going to be held Friday night of Gen Con, which is August 18th. It is going to be held at the Omni Severin Bar. You, as I said, do not need a Gen Con badge or a Gen Con ticket to attend, so if you are close enough to drive to Indianapolis for the night, come hang out with a bunch of DDO players. There's always a good crowd for this. And this year, actually, community manager Cordovan's going to be there. He is actually attending Gen Con in an unofficial manner. It is not Standing Stone Games is not officially sponsoring this. He is just coming just because he loves Gen Con, because Gen Con is awesome. So he'll be there. I'll be there. A bunch of other DDO players will be there. I'm also going to be bringing my digital recorder. I'm going to record some audio of this, so we'll have some cool stuff to play on the podcast. It's just going to be a fun time, so we hope to see everybody there August 18th, Friday night at Gen Con, downtown Indianapolis, for the annual Gathering for Buffs.
All right, then let's head into DDO Chronicle issue 241, where we have, looks like a rather warm area.
Yeah, I have no idea where that's at. I've been trying for 2 days to figure out where the screenshot is, or this, not screenshot, the Chronicle header is this week, and I've got no clue. So if anybody knows where that's at, feel free to leave a comment either over on YouTube or over on this post on the site, and let us know, because I would love to know where that's at. But as you said, a rather warm area indeed. The community spotlights of the Chronicle, Axel has created a DDO short story, and he narrated it. So click over and watch that video. I watched this today. He did a great job at this. Runtime is about 30 minutes on this, so if you have some time, check it out. It is a short story created by Axel, and it revolves around DDO. So if you like short stories and you like DDO, check it out. It's a great job, Axel. And also in the community spotlight section, Saki is reviewing the ecology of various DDO quests. And if Pineleaf, if you haven't read this yet, you need to read this. This screams something you would do. So I think you'll enjoy this.
Okay.
I was reading this today, and I'm like, I can't believe Pineleaf never thought about doing this. And
the ecology of...
Yes, and the ecology is, how do the mobs live there? How and where do they eat and relieve themselves? Where are they sleeping? Or do they?
You could say that with quite a number of dungeons, right?
Yes, and he is going through actually all of the dungeons and rating the ecology of the quests in DDO. And as a spoiler, he is saying Siegebreaker is the best use of ecology. It is excellent. So if you want to know why he thought Siegebreaker was the best use of ecology in a quest, go check this post out. This is really awesome, actually. He took a lot of time, and he's put a lot of thought into this. And it just screams something you would do. I don't know why I think that. I was just reading this, and I'm like, my God, Pineleaf is going to love this.
All right.
So check that out. And then we have the fan site news section of our Chronicle this week. DDO Cast is building for Reaper difficulty. So if you're running Reaper and you want to know how to do some builds to maybe survive a little longer in Reaper, check out the latest episode of DDO Cast.
Survive for 2 encounters instead of 1 encounter?
Maybe. I don't know. See, it depends. Well, see, if you listen to this episode, you'll be able to build optimally for Reaper, and you might be able to survive the whole thing. You never know. Right. Damsels of DDO discuss their latest questing and more, of course, in their latest episode. So check out their latest video and podcast. Even Note is running the Tower of Frost and takes advantage of a crafting boost. So click over and check out Streamin' with Even. And finally, in our fan site news section, Mickey is pondering the life of a soloer. Click over and check that out. And then, of course, we do have our Chronicle comment of the week. And this week, it's a pretty good question. If you could ask Yathun one question, what would that question be?
And is there a reason why I would want to ask Yalthun a question?
Because he's a mind flayer and he knows things?
Well, yeah, but...
And see, my answer is the most obvious answer. You won't have to ask him any question because he'll already know what it's going to be before you ask it.
Ah, yeah.
See?
I suppose that's possible. That's a rather weird screenshot.
Yes, and our screenshot of the week in our chronicle is from Moonshine. He gets the feeling that he's being watched. 322nd DDO screenshot of the week. And I do believe that is from the Sane Asylum.
Well, okay.
And going back to our chronicle comment of the week, Gumsgang is saying, to plaid or not to plaid?
With that, we head to our store sales.
Nice. You left Pineleaf speechless. That's awesome. Our 20% off Sovereign XP elixirs, our Treasure Hunter elixirs, the Greater Slayer boost, and long-lasting Supreme Ability potions. We also have our free sample of the week now through July 6th, which is the Caneth Essences. You will get 25 of those with the coupon code CRAFT4CANETH, and that is the number 4. So CRAFT4 Caneth. And then also through July 6th, they are doing the summer sales, and that is they have special sales all throughout the summer. Every week it'll be a different sale. This week, 25% off the Supreme plus 7 tomes, 50% off Big B's Guiding Hands, and plus 3 Hearts of Wood, and 75% off the Druid class. So you too can make yourself a Wolflock this week because Druids are 75% off.
Then let's see what's coming in from the dungeon, where I think our next article is Top Secret.
Yes, Top Secret is back. Now, please tell me you have played Top Secret, Pineleaf.
I don't think I actually have. The only spy-type game I can remember ever play, well, I think I've had 1 or 2 Traveler scenarios that sort of turned out that way, but that was specialized in spying would have been Paranoia, and that was back when Greg Kostikian was originally play testing it.
Wow, really? That's awesome. Well, yes, of course, Top Secret, we are talking about the Top Secret RPG, which was from TSR back in the 80s, and it has the distinction of being one of the first published role-playing games about spies and espionage. Well, the original creator is back, and he's creating a all-new version called Top Secret: The New World Order. And it is on Kickstarter now by a little company called TSR Games.
But that sounds like a rather pretentious name to have, if you ask me.
Well, when you're owned by 2 Gygax sons, you can be a little pretentious, I think.
Ah.
Yeah, it's actually TSR Games is partly owned by the Gygax family. No relationship to Wizards of the Coast or anything like that. They are their own separate company, still going with the TSR name though, which that kind of threw a lot of people off because they thought, did Wizards bring TSR back? No, they did not.
So what happened there? Is it that when Wizards bought TSR, was the agreement that the name then?
I'm not sure, because I assumed Wizards still owns TSR, and I wonder if they own TSR Inc., because this is called TSR Games, so I wonder if that's how they're getting around that, because I'm pretty sure Wizard owns TSR Incorporated, because Wizards owns all of the old TSR modules. So I'm assuming the games part is how they're skirting around that issue, and I assume they'll be okay unless Hasbro throws a fit.
All right. Well, it could be that they managed to have that Gary Gygax managed to have the rights to variants of the name with the even though the actual company and all the things owned by that company were sold. I don't know. It just said it's all guesswork, and yes, maybe perhaps the name TSR Games was to get around it.
That would be my assumption, but once again, I'm no lawyer. I can't give legal advice, so I'm sure there's like a gray line they're skirting somewhere. But it's just cool to see the name TSR back in relation to RPGs. And if you liked Top Secret, you should like the Top Secret New World Order. It's using an all-new system called the Lucky 13 system. All character actions are resolved by rolling 3 different dice, which must add up to at least 13 to qualify as a success. So that's kind of a weird little way to do your success and failures. But we'll see how this goes. It's going to come out in a box set in PDF form. Kickstarter is up and running now. It's doing really, really well for itself because it's actually funded, believe it or not. It funded fairly quickly, not as quickly as a lot of things on Kickstarter are funded, but this is funded. They are at 654% of their goal. So yes, not having a problem getting this published. And you have, as of this recording, you have, let's see, 23 more days to go. The cheapest way to get in, if you just want the PDF, is going to be $10. So that's actually not bad at all for just the PDF only. If you want the full, what they're calling Field Agent Kit, that's going to be the complete box set. You're going to have to spend $50 to get in on it.
Speaking of bringing back games, on the tabletop, we have Axis and Allies, which is being brought back for a reprint to celebrate an anniversary. And it's not the anniversary of Axis and Allies, as far as I can tell. So, whose anniversary is it?
It is not. This is a little confusing, actually. The hard-to-find anniversary edition, which came out way back in 2008, which many people call the definitive edition of the game. They changed some rules. They updated some stuff. They kind of updated the components a little bit. Everybody loves the anniversary edition. It quickly sold out of its original print run, and they are going for crazy, crazy money. I'm talking, I've seen them actual sell on eBay for $600 or more dollars. So Avalon Hill decided, that's just crazy talk. Nobody should pay $600 for this game. They're going to reprint it. And that is 10 years after it first appeared. The anniversary edition of Axis and Allies is coming back to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Avalon Hill brand name. On September 22nd, this will launch. It, of course, is the definitive edition, as I said, if you're an Axis and Allies fan, and if you look on some of the Axis and Allies message boards, everybody loves this edition. This brought a lot of excitement in the Axis and Allies community that this was coming back. It is a big game as well. So you're going to need room to play this. A lot of stuff in this, a lot of good stuff. Manufacturer's retail price is $100, so you can save yourself at least $500 by waiting for the reprint.
All right, and I'm still trying to figure out in what way this is an anniversary, though, because Avalon Hill was founded in 1954.
You know, I don't know. I didn't understand that either, because I looked that up because I'm like, how is this the 50th anniversary of Avalon Hill? So they're saying it's the 50th anniversary of Avalon Hill. I'm going to have to send an email to my Avalon Hill rep and ask her exactly how you're saying this is the 50th anniversary of Avalon Hill. Because if I do that math, 1954 to 2017 does not equal 50. So, I don't know. I'm just saying what the press release said.
The press release said.
As I said, people are really excited about this because everybody wanted this edition, and it was a very limited edition run when it first came out back in 2008. So $100, and you too can have the anniversary edition on September 22nd.
Because I was thinking, well, maybe it was related to the 50th Gen Con, but then I remembered Wizards isn't doing Gen Con this year.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I have no idea how they're... I don't know.
All right. Let's then have a Hunt for the Ring, which is coming out from Aris Games. And this looks like a search-style game, except instead of playing the Fellowship... Well, it looks like you have one sneaky player that's playing the Fellowship trying to hide from the ring raids, looking for the ring.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool concept. This hidden movement games, you can do a lot with them, but I think this is the most What's the word I'm looking for? This is the best use of hidden movement, I think, because as you said, one player is going to play Frodo, who is trying to get the ring to Mount Doom, and then you have the other players that are playing the ring race that are trying to get the ring from Frodo. And of
hold
course,
it. You're saying this is the best use? You mean better than Fury?
okay, Fury of Dracula. Well, see, that's true. I forgot about Fury of Dracula too. Okay, this is the best use in the token realm. Like how I got around that? See what I did there? You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah, this is coming out this summer from Ares Game. It is a hunt for the ring for 2 to 5 players. As we said, one player must play Frodo and take the ring to Mount Doom. The other players are the ring wraiths trying to stop him from doing so. This will feature a highly detailed miniatures coming out later this summer. Gen Con 2017 attendees will be able to see it and play it, so expect a video. I hope I'm going to stop by Ares' booth and hopefully get some video play of this, and I'll talk to them about this. It is up for pre-order now on Amazon, which is weird because Ares Games is saying the game is going to be out this summer. Amazon is saying it's going to release October 31st. So I don't know who you believe. I would tend to believe the publisher more than Amazon, but I guess we'll see. But if you want to pre-order it to make sure you have it, I've linked the pre-order for Amazon. If not, you can check it out if you're going to go to Gen Con. We'll have more information then. As I said, I'm going to stop by the booth and hopefully get some good video of it.
Right. Now then, let's head into what's on the screen. And live action Death Note has a trailer. What is live action Death Note?
I knew you were going to ask that. Death Note is actually, it started its life out as a manga, and then it was turned into an anime. And the story behind Death Note is a human found the Death Book. It is called the Death Note. And what it is a book with blank pages in it. Any name he writes in the book will die.
Well, I would presume that there is more details than that, considering that anyone that you name is going to die at some point.
Right, but you can actually, like, if somebody did you wrong, you can write their name down, and as soon as you write their name down, they will die within the hour.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. The book was dropped on Earth by a death god, just because he was bored and he wanted to see what would happen if humans got this power. And all sorts of craziness ensues. Well, Netflix decided, hey, that anime was cool. Let's make a live-action movie of this. And they have been releasing some teaser trailers and some teaser posters, but now they actually gave us a full-length trailer, and it looks awesome.
Now, I would presume that this is to be in English?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And the anime, of course, was subbed in English. It wasn't done in English, of course, as most animes aren't. But yes, this is a fully English version of the live-action movie. This is coming out August 25th for those of you with Netflix. So you can watch the trailer. It's pretty sweet because we get our first look at Rurik, who, of course, is the god of death, who dropped the notebook onto Earth just because he was bored.
Jeez. Things that some people do when they're bored.
That's right. So check it out. Death Note, live-action movie, coming to Netflix on August 25th.
Then let's look into our week in gaming. And Drac, what were you up to?
Well, I actually had a pretty busy week in game. I actually had some time to play for once.
Whee!
I will let you talk about what we did, but I had my druid, who I hit level 10 with. And that, of course, is my Wolflock. I finished up the Ruins of Thurnal by doing the Abandoned Evacuation, which is the south part of it. I did it on hard mode. And that, of course, is the Mission Expedition, Enter the Gate Chamber, and the Gate Chamber. And I will admit, I have never had to be forced to use the DDO store before in a quest, but I actually was forced to in the Missing Expedition.
Oh, wow, what happened?
At the end of the quest, I forgot there is a part where you have to shoot something to lower a bridge down the bridges in 2 sections, and the one is like really close to you, so you can just like hit it yourself, or you can shoot it if you have something to shoot it with. But the other is like across the way, so you actually have to have a bow or something to shoot it with.
Right.
And
don't they usually have a chest with a bow or something like that?
They usually do, but this one they did not.
What?
And of course, my Wolflock does not have a bow or anything, so I'm like,
too far to spit?
Yeah, I couldn't. I tried. I was just, it was just that much out of my range. I could almost get it, but it wouldn't hit it. So I'm like, crap, what am I going to do? And then I remembered, they sell weapons in the DDO store. Don't ever buy them, people. Do not spend see, I just did it again. Do not spend your DDO points for the weapons in the store like I had to do.
So you went through that entire dungeon and no ranged weapons dropped at
Right. You would think some kind of ranged weapon would drop throughout the dungeon, right? Well, no. It's me. It's the RNG. Of course it's not.
Ah, okay. Does that mean you're going to carry a ranged weapon with you at all times now?
I am. I'm keeping that stupid bow I paid 90 turbine. I did it again. See, this is all your fault. you brought it up earlier. And now I'm just doing it. I'm blaming this on you. It is all your fault, finally. So yes, I'm carrying that bow around that I spent 90 DDO points on. But anyway, I finished the dungeon, so yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, now I got to go earn some more DDO points because I had to spend them on a bow. So I went over to House Tarasco and I did the Haunted Library. I remembered how much I hate that quest because of the stupid puzzle at the end of it.
Oh.
I forgot. I'm like, yeah, I kind of like this quest.
Piney's not here.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm running through, and then I'm like, crap, it's this one with the puzzle at the end. So it took me forever to figure out the stupid puzzle. You have to like light 4 lights up at the same. I hate them. I hate puzzles. Everybody knows I hate puzzles. But anyway, did that on hard. Finally finished that stupid puzzle. Then I did Church and the Cults, which is in House Fjarlin. And that is all I did in DDO other than what I did with you. I did play some other video games. Did a brand new game that I did for review. Got an email from a new publisher that said, hey, we have this new game coming out. We want you to check it out and review it. So they sent me a key for it. So I started checking it out. It is called Prevent the Fall. No idea why it's called that. It's a dungeon crawler. It's made for virtual reality goggles, so like an Oculus Rift. You can play without that. Spoiler alert for the review. It really, really is not fun if you don't have the VR goggles. Because you can really, really tell this game was meant for VR. So little teaser spoiler for the review upcoming. But that's called Prevent the Fall.
Recommend goggles.
Exactly, yes. Highly recommend the $600 Oculus Rift if you're going to play this game. And then did play 7 Days to Die, where we had to start over.
What? What happened?
There was a new alpha build, and it totally changed a bunch of stuff. So the server and the saved game that we had was not compatible with the new alpha build. Yeah, and everybody kind of knows that's happening because it's happened before in 7 Days to Die because they are in alpha. So we had to start over. So we're going through. We just now found the new place for our new headquarters that we're going to use. We're starting to set that up. Not much is happening other than that. We're just trying to get that going before our first Horde night. And really, that's all I did. But I did actually have some DDO playtime this week, which is awesome. And, of course, we did, like we always do. So what did we do this week, Pineleaf?
All right, we'll begin with my No Morlock, level 19, where we decided to head over to Lamania and do the first free quest with the Tethiamar mining outpost. Third time's the charm, which had a very tough beginning, but settled down after that. Then the Graveyard Shift, and then Records of the Past.
Yeah, third time's a charm. It was kind of funny. We got to the end of it, and Pineleaf is like, "Wow, that's the only quest I know of that the start is a lot harder than the end boss."
Yes. Yeah. The start of that was brutal.
There's a lot of mobs at the beginning of that quest.
Hopefully they'll tone that down a little bit.
But overall, the 3 that we did run out of the 5, I really enjoyed them. They are pretty good dungeon crawlers. They feel like a dungeon crawl, so they kind of feel like pen and paper to me. So I think they did a good job, just judging by those three. I'll have to see how the other two are, but I was pretty happy with those.
Well, then on my monk, I first went over to Giant Hold, where I decided to run Feast or Famine, and I got all the way through the dungeon. And there was an exit at the end of it, which apparently sent you into some sort of orc road or something like that. And I went through there, and that was brutal, where that dumped you into. I probably should have just had poured it, done the usual finish and just gone out the regular way. But since I went through this extra exit, they had it. And right away, there were mobs all over the place, and they just jumped on you immediately, and yeah, I got killed there, and so that was a bit of a pain. Then I reached level 14 soon after that, so I went back to the marketplace and ran Tower of the Frost, this time at normal, and I found that the boss fight under normal is a lot tougher than it was over in casuals. Those giants, that last giant was a real pain to get rid of. Then I ran the Devil's Gambit, Subversion, and Multitude of Menace, and I was noted that when I was doing this is the first time that I was soloing those two quests, and I think I remember that when you run Devil's Gambit, I know you always run Grim and Barrett, and I think you sometimes run Subversion, but I don't think I often hear you saying that you're running Multiple Menace, and I think I figured out why. Tile puzzles!
Yeah, but that one I actually got the tile puzzles down because Multitude of Menace is the one that I run that, and I run...
Oh, that is when you run, okay.
Yeah, Grim, because Multitude of Menace is where the 2 daggers will drop.
Ah, okay. So
yeah.
Those daggers are worth going through the puzzle then, right?
Yeah, and and that puzzle's like easy enough to where I have it memorized, and it's not that difficult because it's not that big of a puzzle, really. Well, the one kind of is, but yeah.
All right. So therefore, on the tabletop, I first tried out a couple of the 3 MTG solo challenges, and I was playing against those, the Hydra, the Horde, and the God, and essentially, I was pretty much crushed. They ripped me apart. And despite the fact that I was running it on the easiest level on each of those, so I was ripped apart on those. So maybe next time. Now, I have beaten the Hydra before, so I was surprised that I was so thoroughly trounced and all that. Then I played Shahrazad, which I think you did a review for that?
Yes, just a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Yeah, it's a couple
from Osprey Games?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I played that, and I had some fun doing that, trying to piece together, you say, the storyline on that. And then I did some Lord of the Rings card game, where I played the 3 scenarios that came with the core set. And the first one, I managed to beat the first scenario, but since that's by far the easiest scenario, that's not a major shock. And the other 2 beat me. And next I'll be doing the one where you're trying to search for Gollum in the hills and see what you can find in there. I'll see. I got a couple of expansions, so I'm starting to expand my deck and to learn a little bit more on how the game works. I think I'm starting to get comfortable with the system, because last time I played it, I had a lot of rough spots in trying to figure out what I'm doing. But I think I'm getting an idea how it works now.
Yeah, if I remember, I have that, and I've only played it a couple of times. And that was my problem with it. I could never get the nuances of that game.
Yeah.
For some reason, it was hard for me to learn, and I still don't have it grasped. And I don't know. It was just very frustrating.
Yeah, it can be, because I think the last time I had played before this week, I did have a little trouble, and I just took a couple of months break because it did feel like it was a little bit frustrating. But I think I'm starting to get a grasp of it now. Now, I'm not nearly good enough to win all that much, but I'm starting to get a grasp of it, and I guess that's good news on that matter. We currently have 22 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even a guest for an episode of DDO Players News. We do have a featured comment on over the YouTube DDO Players 137, a Drac proof Bridge from Muskie Elon, who says, "Good show, guys. I'm now happy I haven't played Warlock yet. I won't have anything to compare it to." Yes.
Well, there's one way of looking at the old nerf, yeah.
Right. And Knights of Antiquity said, "Frankly, people were crying because they wanted the racial reincarnations
as fast as possible. AFAP as fast as possible.
As fast as possible." Okay. And
so, yeah, I can understand that comment. That makes sense. That's why people, because, we were talking about people in the forums who were crying. They were nuking Warlock. Well, that's because people were trying to do the racial reincarnation. And to get to Warlock, it was easy because, frankly, it was overpowered.
Right. Okay. They're doing it just for a racial... That sounds like a rather strange reason. Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, that's a whole other subject.
Yeah. You can email us at podcast@ddoplayers.com, and you can also follow us on Twitter, The Players Alliance @PlayersAllied, DDO Players @DDO Players, Draculette @Draculette_72, and Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time via DDO Players News. On the first and third Fridays, it says 11 p.m. I think they're still on hiatus, though, aren't they?
Yes, they're on hiatus. I do believe it's going to move to midnight, so I should
to midnight. And it's always tough to give a day when it's on midnight because...
That's right. Technically, it's Saturday, right?
Yes, technically Saturday. Yes, if you're in Central Time, it's Friday.
Right.
If you're in Eastern Time, it's as early as Saturday as you can get, yes.
Check your local listings.
Right. So, therefore, for the first and third Fridays at 11:59 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest.
There you go.
On the last Friday of each month at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Lotro Academy After School, and on every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Lotro Players News. You can join us for our live shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that is all for tonight. This is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.